Now we will discuss an important galvanic cell, that is H2O2 fuel cell. We know that production of electricity by using thermal plant is not very efficient, because these thermal plants, they will produce electricity only to an extent of 40%. They are having very less efficiency, and these thermal plants, they are a major source of pollution also. So we are having an advantage that here galvanic cell that which converts chemical energy into electrical energy, we can use these galvanic cell in order to produce electricity than the thermal power plants here. So here that is the advantage of galvanic cell over the power plant here, because in case of galvanic cell, they will produce electricity to a maximum efficiency of 70%. So the efficiency of these galvanic cell is more, and they are highly efficient as compared to thermal power plants here. So here in case of galvanic cell, if the reactants are continuously fed into the electrodes and the products of electrolysis are continuously removed, these galvanic cell can be used as a continuous source of electricity. One such type of that galvanic cell is H2O2 fuel cell, and this is having three compartments, and three compartments, they are separated by a porous carbon electrode here, and this middle compartment, which is filled with alkaline solution like NaOH or KOH here. Now this in this side hydrogen is passed, and from this side O2 will be supplied here. Now this hydrogen, it is in contact with anode, and oxygen will be in contact with what? Cathode. As long as this hydrogen and oxygen, they are fed into this H2O2 fuel cell, they will generate what? Some amount of electricity, because at the anode oxidation takes place, some amount of electrons will be produced. So that is given as what? Electrical energy here. Now what happens here? H2 and O2, these two are bubbled through the porous carbon electrode into the middle compartment. As a result, what happens? Oxidation takes place at the anode and reduction takes place at the cathode. Now at anode, what happens here? At anode, the reaction at anode will be oxidation take place, so that this hydrogen will undergo oxidation. So 2 times of H2 combines with 4 times of OH minus to form what? 4 times of water plus 4 electrons will be given outside here. Now at cathode, this oxygen undergo what? Reduction here by taking those 4 electrons. O2 plus H2O, that is 2 times of H2O plus 4 electrons. So it will be converted into what? 4 times of OH minus here. Now the overall reaction will be, what will be the overall reaction here? 4 electron get cancels, and 4 OH minus get cancels. 4 water molecule, 2 water molecule. Here 2 water molecule will be remaining. So 2 times of H2 plus O2 combined together to form what? 2 times of H2O. So here water is also formed as a byproduct, and this water formed, it will be condensed and it will be used for the drinking purpose here. So what is the efficiency of this H2O2 fuel cell? It will produce electric current with an efficiency of 70%, but in case of thermal plant, they are having efficiency only up to 40% here. Now the thermodynamic efficiency of this H2O2 fuel cell is given by thermodynamic efficiency of fuel cell is equal to change in the Gibbs free energy, that is decrease in the Gibbs free energy, divided by enthalpy of the reaction, this redox reaction. So this can also be written as delta G is nothing but minus NFE, already we know this one, this is electrical work done, divided by what? Enthalpy of reaction. So this is the formula to calculate efficiency of this fuel cell here. So this is about H2O2 fuel cell. In this one, electricity is produced as long as this H2 and O2 are continuously fed into the cell here. If the feeding of this H2 and O2 is stopped, the current will be stopped here. This is about H2O2 fuel cell. So now we will discuss rusting and corrosion of iron. So what is corrosion here? The materials which are made up of metal, they are in contact with non-metallic atmospheric gases. These atmospheric gases like oxygen or nitrogen, if I take, these are highly electronegative in nature, and the materials which are made up of metal, they are in contact with what? These atmospheric gases. Metals are highly electropositive and these are highly electronegative. They will combine together. There is a reaction between these two. For example, if I take this metal, metal is highly electropositive, which is in contact with atmospheric oxygen, and this will be electronegative. Electropositive and electronegative, they will combine together rapidly, so that there is a formation of what? Metal oxide, during which this metal undergo oxidation and it loses its electron, and there is a formation of metal oxide. Due to formation of this metal oxide, the strength of the metal will decrease. This decrease in the strength of the metal due to the formation of this oxide is nothing but corrosion. What is the corrosion here? Decrease in the strength of the metal due to their reaction with atmospheric gases is called as corrosion. The corrosion of iron is called as what? Rusting of the iron. What is rusting of iron? Whenever the iron is kept in an open atmosphere, it will develop some brown color scale. That is nothing but rusting of the iron. So, corrosion of iron. Example, corrosion of Fe is called as rusting. So, what is the composition of rust here? Composition of the rust is hydrated ferric oxide, Fe2O3, X times of H2O. So, this is the composition of rust here. Now, we will see how this ferric oxide is formed, the mechanism. Suppose if I take a metal rod, that is iron rod here, at a particular spot, this Fe, it acts as a anode and it undergo oxidation to form what? Fe plus 2 ion, during which some amount of electrons are released, and these electrons, they will move to the another spot of the iron rod, and that place is taken as what? Cathode, where the reduction takes place. Here reduction takes place. Now at this place what happens? Oxygen in presence of H plus ion, it undergo reduction to form water. So here 4 times of H plus 4 times of electron plus O2, resulting in the formation of 2 times of H2O. Again here Fe plus 2, it will react with oxygen to form Fe plus 3, that is ferric oxide is formed here. Again it will react with what? Oxygen, and it get oxidized to Fe plus 3, that is nothing but Fe2O3 is formed here. So this hydrated ferric oxide is nothing but, that is a brown color scale, whatever you are getting on the iron, this is your rust here. Now you will see what are the reactions taking place at this anode and cathode. We will write these reactions now. At anode, what happens here at anode? Fe undergo oxidation. Fe, 2 times of Fe, it loses electron to form 2 times of Fe plus 2, so that 4 electrons are released here. Now at cathode means where oxygen undergo reduction at this place in presence of H plus ion, 4 times of H plus ion plus 4 electrons plus O2, this gives 2 times of H2O. So what will be the overall reaction here? Overall reaction is 2 times of Fe combines with 4 times of H plus O2. This is giving 2 times of Fe plus 2 plus 2 times of H2O. So this is the overall reaction that is taking place during the rusting of the iron. This is the reaction at cathode and at the anode. Anode oxidation, at the cathode reduction is taking place. Now what happens? This Fe plus 2 ion, again it reacts with the oxygen and it gets oxidized to Fe plus 3. 4 times of Fe plus 2 combines with O2 plus 4 times of water, so that it will be converted to 2 times of Fe2O3 plus 8 times of H plus. Now this hydrated ferric oxide, it gives what? Rust, or nothing but it is rusting of the iron. So this is your ferric oxide. Now hydrated ferric oxide is nothing but Fe2O3 x times of H2O. This is your hydrated ferric oxide. This hydrated ferric oxide is called as what? Rust, that is a brown color scale that is developed on the iron, that is what having this composition. So this is about the corrosion and rusting of the iron.